Ramji Kaudhilan, principal of Kamla Nehru Public School. A little bit about my school. My school is in a village. We have first generation learners. The parents of these first generation learners have moved for greener pastures to different countries. And these children are either staying with a single parent, either the mother is there or they are staying with the grandparents. We were established in the year 2007, April, right? It wasn't a very smooth sailing, but it was an adventurous one. If I start, it's going down the memory lane as such. So, started with 68 children, 6 staff members including me, would drive from Jalandhar, have them in my car, main leke jaungi, and we would go to Phagwara. My school is in Phagwara. Today, if I look my present strength, there are 1,600 plus students and I have 90 plus teachers. Actually there are some goosebumps. I've been founder principal, so it happens. Maybe some of you might go through the same experience. Then it was we were moving. I had teachers from around Phagwara only, young girls. They were first timers as such. And then after that, our association with British Council started. We worked and we are an ISA awarded school, the International School Awardee, for 3 consecutive terms, that is 10 years, that is from 12-15, 15-18 and 18-21. We have been recognized by the British Council as an International School Awardee. This brought lots of learning for us, right? And in this, we laid down our own international policy. There was teacher exchange program with UK schools. And 14 teachers from my school, from a school in a village, went to schools in UK. It was all British Council grant to us. The passion which they saw in our school, maybe, and the collaborative projects which we started with British children, that led to these movement from my school to the other school, and 14 teachers from UK came to our school. You can very well imagine in Punjab, if you have some British teachers in the school moving around, it was talk of the town. We didn't limit ourselves to that. Then we were part of the UK teacher exchange program, and we had 2 teachers from UK for good 6 months staying in the school campus and teaching French and Spanish. And remember, we are a school in a village who's catering for 65 villages. First generation learner, but things can happen if you have the passion for that. It was no looking back. After the British Council recognition we got, my teachers went in for some online courses, we moved, we saw what the world is all about, and then we had partner schools with which we did collaborative projects. There were good 38 schools and we would brag about it. But then, it's moving ahead. And as we moved ahead, we felt that technology is to be embraced. Right? Because these first generation learners, the parents would say, Madam, 2 galan sikha do, ek Angrezi sikha do, ek IT sikha do. So my target at that particular time, the vision was the children should know to use these IT tools and they should communicate well in English. So then the next step was we were selected as a Microsoft school. We were the first in Phagwara to be British Council awardee school, ISA awardee school. We were the first in Phagwara for that reason, in that part of Punjab, to be the first school to be a Microsoft school. And we were a Microsoft school in the year 2015, and then moving on 16, 17, and we are now a Microsoft Showcase school. That means plenty of technology and children are hands-on. We are working on Buy-It, that's bring your own devices. My children from class 4 to class 8, they have their own devices, It all started that we have to go into this IT world. And then everything was finalized, we get this HP device. Again, so much of expenditure is put in. Parents are so happy to spend as much money as they want on the children's education. That is, there's no dearth of money as such. But we all decided we'll go for the laptops, but come demonetization and everybody felt, maybe we can't spend the money. Then came this idea of bring your own devices, that is Buy-It. So we had a group who would have some mobiles with them, whatever you have it, give it. iPads were there, laptops were there, and children were hands-on. The teachers did lots of courses. Microsoft was a blessing to us. Today, if I look at my teachers, some of them have done 130 online courses. Some of them have done more than that. I am the only person who's a migrant to this IT world who keeps on struggling and learning from my students and learning from my teachers and say, come on, tell me this, I can't do this on my phone. I find helping hand amongst my own teachers. So then, so many online courses we have done. And I felt very lucky because last year in March 2017, I represented India as the only principal from a Microsoft school and went to Canada, talked about the journey of my school perhaps there also, because challenges were plenty. You know, you have to change the attitude, you have to change everything in your school, the culture had to be changed. Anyway, right from that hard copy writing of the diary, the registers, everything were replaced. We moved on to online. It is possible. It has happened in my school. They keep saying where there's a will, there's a way. It's an age-old saying, but it actually holds on even today. So after this, being the first Microsoft school, let me tell you, we were the first Exceed school in this part of India, in the northern region, in Punjab also. A number of feathers when it comes to being the first. And why did I feel that I had to go for Exceed? I am not a representative of Exceed. It's all from my heart. I would say I'm an unsung hero of Exceed, I would often say. So when I was working in this village school and so much was happening, we call it a happening school, I needed some hand-holding. So who gave me this hand-holding? It was Exceed. My young teachers who were there, how much could I spend, you know, Microsoft is happening, British Council is happening, how much could I do when it comes to one-to-one, making them understand how to go about in the classroom, how teaching has to happen, and that's when Exceed came in our life. And since then, we have not looked back. Good 7 years, they said they're 9 years. I think 7 years we have spent with them as such. And it's an Exceed school. Very often we are known as Exceed school, is a succeed school. Go to Kamla Nehru public school, and especially, you know, right from nursery to grade 8, we have Exceed school. The problem with Exceed is it's only up to 8th class. The moment my children go to 9th class, and in 8th till 8th class, they are the boss in the classroom. Student talk time is more and teacher talk time is less. But the moment they go in 9th class, we begin with that board class. The teacher goes, ga, 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 I have to finish the curriculum. You better listen to me. And these children struggle. So we have this, you know, the Exceed scale where we measure. So we said, okay, 9th and 10th teachers are going to attend the Exceed workshops, and they're going to go to the classes where we have Exceed. You know, to try to build a bridge between what is being done up till 8th class and what can be done in 9th and 10th also. So it is working. The teachers are changing because the children, they have the expressions on the face if you don't talk to them. They say those 5 A's, you put up the agenda and then you know some activity or something, and if this activity doesn't happen in the class in 9th and in 10th, they are not happy children. The struggle now is in 9th class and 10th class, but we are changing. And then the teachers have realized that yes, we need to change, because at the end of the day, it is the learning outcome of the children which represents my professional outcome also, or my performance outcome also. So then it has been Exceed through and through. And then the next thing which is happening now is we are into SDGs. If I talk about the global, this thing, we work a lot on Sustainable Development Goals. It's the United Nations agenda. I don't miss an opportunity to speak about it. 193 countries of the world signed an agreement, India being one of them, that we all have to work on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and those goals as simple as no hunger, no poverty, quality education, where Exceed fits in, right? And then sustaining innovations, and then peace, justice, and life on land, life on underwater, and climate action. So all these are the goals. So we are working, means the entire curriculum of our school is now mapped with the SDGs. So this small school is being recognized because of its IT, because of its Exceed. When we talk about IT and the hands-on, the social media is being used in my school in a big way. Out of my, say, 90 odd teachers, I am so sure 85 of them are on Twitter. Whatever happens in the class, it is tweeted. We have branded a school using social media in a big way. Facebook is in for us. We're using the plus points of this social media, and we're working it. My children are on Twitter also. They can speak, they can write poems. When it comes to Twitter, one group writes one line, another one another line, and we construct a poem. So education has changed. We need to embrace change. At the end of the day, we are building these children to work in a global, to be global citizens, and be ready for a workplace which you and me have not seen. Professional development is important because if the teachers don't grow up, nothing happens. So Exceed is taking care of that professional development. Online courses Microsoft is taking care of. And then we recently had artificial intelligence workshop, so we're working on it. And it's fun time in our school, and we enjoy every wee moment of it in the school. Thank you.